I have to be honest, this video was going to be a lot more ambitious than it ended up being. This is the video that super stressed me out to the point that I had to take a hiatus because of how bad this video got me. But we are okay now. We're fine. It's all okay. Originally, this was going to be a lore deep dive into my favorite character, Jedediah Clancy, but with the release of my new comic, I can't really go into his lore, and I didn't think about that while I was drawing this, because I decided on this video before I decided on releasing my comic, meaning I can't talk about Jed as much as I want to. I'm just gonna give him a little bit of a personality insight and talk about his backstory just a little bit and just what kind of man he is, and talk about my comic a little bit while I show him off to you with a little bit of a special thing at the end if you want to stick around. Before we get into it, if you want to support me, please check out my Patreon down below. Anything helps. Let's get into the speed paint. Jedediah Clancy is by far the character that I have had the most pleasure in being able to write. He is my favorite. I talk about him all the time. Jed originates as a Fallout Ghoul character for Fallout New Vegas. He's incredibly similar to Cooper from the new Fallout TV show, but I swear he was my idea first. He's mine. Cooper, Bethesda, they copied me. I swear by that. Oh, I don't know how I almost forgot. He is also the brother of Josiah Clancy from a video I did a few weeks ago. This is his younger brother. He's clearly the favorite of the two, but yeah, they both matter so much to me. Jedediah is a very intelligent man, but he is not intelligent by the universal meaning of the word, because usually intelligence and smarts is measured by how fast you compute things and how good you are at certain academics. But Jed is stupid if you define him by that. Jed doesn't know how to spell, and he doesn't know how to count, and he barely knows how to read, but that doesn't mean anything towards his own intelligence. Jed is an excellent strategist. He can cook up a plan for pretty much anything. He may be uneducated, but he can rob a bank perfectly. Like, no mistakes. You'll see him succeed in almost every crime he tries to commit. Jed is 44 years old, and he has been living a life of crime since he was about 16 or 17, so he has had a lot of experience under his belt. I don't want to get too far into Jed's backstory because this is all stuff that's going to get expanded on and shown off in the comic that he is a part of. So if you are interested in hearing about Jed and seeing his story unfold, then you should go read the comic. The link is at the very top of the description. I know I'm talking about it so much recently, but I'm so proud of it. Me and Charlie are really trying to do something with it, and I really want this story to be heard because it is important to us. Despite the more difficult life that he leads and lives by, he's really good at keeping his entire gang looking at the world through an optimistic point of view. Jedediah is one of those characters that has grown to believe that family is not who he's born with, it is who he'd die for. And he entirely believes that the gang that he runs is his real family, and where he belongs is with them. And he cares about all of them accordingly. He's got characters that act sort of as his children, or characters that act as romantic partners, or brothers, or sisters. And the entire gang, because of Jed, has this very family-like bond to them. You may notice with Jed's style and fashion, it's very, very high class. He's very fancy Dan, if you will. And that's just because Jed is himself. He has the title, the seductive songbird of San Antonio. You gotta know, with a name like that, you have to wear an entire white suit, right? Like, there's no other way. No other way for me to costume him than a full white suit with gold accents, right? Jedediah, I thought of his design a good bit before I played Red Dead Redemption Online and Red Dead in general. And if you've played Red Dead Online and you know that you're familiar with the bounty hunter role, then you know there's a character named Bo Finley, and I'm gonna show you just a little excerpt of the Bo Finley thing, and I want you to see my vision.
Loves himself just as much as his daddy clearly didn't. Spent his inheritance rounding up the best gunmen money can buy, but they don't give a damn about Bo. Their only job is to make him look good, get his name in the newspapers.
Okay, you've watched it? Good. Imagine that with Jed now, okay? Okay. Please, please hear me. Hear me out! Hear me out! I really liked how Jed turned out, and as you could probably see in the Speedpaint, there was a pre-existing Jedediah design, but me and Charlie both didn't really feel like it looked like him. So he needed a new design, like an actually thought out one that wasn't kind of rushed over the span of a few hours. I'm really happy with how he turned out. He's gotta be one of my favorite designs I've ever done. I just love him. He's so iconic. I love him. I love him. I love him. Now with Jed's design done, I want to talk a little bit about my comic, Where Rattlesnakes Sing. I know I've been talking about it a lot recently. Like, I've brought it up like 4 times already in this video, but I gotta yap about it, okay? I have to. Where Rattlesnakes Sing is a story about an outlaw gang in 19th century America. Their story takes place across the entirety of the United States. I'm talking from Maine to Southern California. They go everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. The story itself is a drama, but it's also gonna have a lot of hints of romance in it for those who pay attention. We're already working on getting the first couple of the entire story lined up. I really hope it works out because I love them, okay? The theme of the comic is directed to those who really like the found family trope and who like the idea of redemption. If you liked Red Dead, like either of the Red Dead games, specifically Red Dead 2, I really think you'd enjoy this comic. It's a pleasure to draw and it is so fun to write, and I love being able to write a comic about characters that I'm genuinely passionate about. If you're interested, there's going to be a link to the webtoon at the very top of the description for you to check out. And the final announcement is that if you enjoy Jedediah Clancy and you want to support me and Charlie's ventures as comic artists and writers, then you can now pre-order a 2.5-inch double-sided Jedediah Clancy keychain on my Etsy. There's all the information about the keychain is in the description on there if you're interested. And honestly, I'm really more so doing this for myself. I'm just letting you guys know just in case you're interested. This is really just for me because I need him. I need him in all the ways you could imagine. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you to all of my patrons for making this stuff possible. I really, really love all of you. And even if you're not a patron, I adore you. You're the best. You're the best. I love you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like and a comment and subscribe, and maybe check out another one of my videos if you want to. I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and bye-bye.